Enjoy the convenience of 7 days a week banking and extended hours with Cube from First Arkansas Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. It's time for From the Short Grass with Trey Schaap, a golf podcast for those who love golf, struggle with golf, and just like to enjoy the outdoors and fellowship with friends, all while chasing a ball around trying to put it in a 4 1/4 inch diameter hole. From the Short Grass is brought to you by Blackman Auctions. For over 80 years, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. And by Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. We partner with you to deliver high-yield results by managing, developing, and investing in top-quality hospitality assets. And now, from the Short Grass, here is your host, Trey Schaap.
Welcome to another edition of From the Short Grass. I'm your host, Trey Schaap. Glad you are with us today. Got a very special guest coming on today's podcast. I think you will enjoy it. He's a country music star, and he's about to be a star in the radio business as well, as he is joining the morning show of 103.7 The Buzz. Justin Moore will be on the tee in a matter of minutes. But first, I need to tell you about Blackman Auctions. Since 1938, better auctions have always been Blackman Auctions. Take some of that Christmas money you're about to get and go look at their website, find you an auction you want to go to, and bid on some items. Blackman Auctions. Better auctions are always Blackman Auctions. We're back after this.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. Trey asked me to sponsor a show for another few months. Even though I don't like golf, I do like a show. I have no idea how he gets the awesome variety of guests on his show, but it is entertaining and informative even for a horrible golfer like myself. I'm learning a lot about the game and about the passion for playing. So much so, I've started using my country club for more than Sunday brunch. Trey makes golf interesting. I make auctions interesting. For auctions, listen to me. For golf, listen to Trey. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
Welcome back to From the Short Grass. Now on the tee, multi-platinum recording artist Justin Moore. Justin Moore on the tee now. How about that? Justin, when did you first start playing golf?
First started playing golf, I was probably 7 or 8, and I idolized my grandfather. Anything and everything he did. So he taught me how to hunt and fish, and golf was a huge passion of his. And it's funny now looking back on that. I'll go out and play with somebody and have a pretty poor day, and they'll go, "Did you just start?" I'm like, "Nah, I've been playing for 30-plus years." But it just looks like it. But no, he was the only guy that I recall in my life even playing golf at the time. But I wanted to do everything he did, be exactly like him, and golf was a big part of that. Before we dig too far into golf, let's talk about some big news in your personal life. Yeah. And with 103.7 The Buzz, and the fact that everybody has heard, yes, Tommy Smith is retiring. Yeah. On December the 29th, his last show. Your first show as part of the new morning show will be December 30th in Tampa, Florida. Yeah, I mean, a wife, 4 kids, a career. I wasn't busy enough, so I decided to add being a part of the morning show to that list. But no, I in all seriousness, I'm really excited about it. I have a huge passion for obviously the Razorbacks growing up here in Arkansas, and I'm going to talk about them regardless. And I have become really good friends with the guys on the morning show and a lot of folks here, such as yourself, at the Buzz. And I'm a huge fan of the product, and have always listened, even when I lived in Nashville and was pursuing this music career. And then when I'm on the road still, I'm listening every morning. I'm up and I'm screaming at my phone or the radio going, "You idiots, how do you not know that was Sam Olajubutu or, whoever."
Right.
And I say idiots jokingly, but
well, now you'll be able to say it in person.
But now I'll be able to. I'm like, I might as well get up and do it in person, and so Trey, I've always been a part of a team, and I love that. I love contributing and being just a player on the team, and I get to do that with my music career, but it's a totally different thing, and to have the opportunity to just kind of be one of the guys and be in the locker room again, so to speak, is pretty exciting to me. So,
well, I know everybody's told you welcome. I want to tell you welcome aboard. I think it's going to be fun.
I appreciate it.
It's going to be it's going to be fun to get up at 6 a.m. and listen to the show. Not that it hadn't been in the past, but it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's go back to golf now. So I would assume that growing up in Poen, Arkansas, and I say Poen, that's the correct pronunciation.
You got it, man. Nobody else gets it, but you got it.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you grow up in Arkansas, you learn how to pronounce these small towns.
Exactly.
So there's not a golf course in Poen.
No.
I mean, there are some fields that you can go hit balls, maybe.
Yeah.
Not big fields, but where would you play growing up?
So the majority of the time, my grandpa was a member at Malvern Country Club, which is 15 minutes from us, and I currently now am a member there. And not to be disparaging, but as well as I do, it's not like it's Torrey Pines or something, but it was a great place to learn, and all my friends now are members there, so we go out and crank up the radio, have a few cold beers, and play. But outside of that, we always played. There was a lakeside we played at. We played at Caddo Hills.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest treat for us, and we went like once or twice a year, was Glenwood. And so I thought, boy, we're playing Glenwood. I got to wear my best outfit. I got
look good, play good.
And so that was about an hour, 15 minutes or something from us, but that was always the treat. It was when my grandpa we're gonna go play Glenwood, and I'm like, ooh. And so that was the treat.
That's when you polish up the shoes before you put them on.
Polish up the wooden woods that he had handed down to me.
So did you get your first set of clubs from your grandpa?
I did, and I actually he's passed, and his widow, my grandmother, just recently passed, and so we were going through their garage and found my earliest set, which had some of his woods and had some like 2 irons in it and different stuff. And then when I got to be a teenager, he bought himself a new set of clubs for the first time in 30 years or something, and I got his Ping Eye 2s. And I thought, boy, and they were probably 25 years old at the time.
Right.
But I thought, boy, I finally got a good set of clubs now. Yeah. Which is kind of funny to think back on.
So when you saw those in the garage, did it bring back memories?
Yeah, and so I pulled them aside, took them home, and I'll give them to my son at some point. I mean, he won't ever use them, obviously, but I thought it would be neat for him to have. But yeah, man, it brings back so many memories, and whether it be with my grandpa, whether it be, sitting on a deer stand together, being in a golf cart together, or whatever, now as an adult, I can recognize it was a lot more than just going and playing golf, or a lot more than trying to kill a deer or whatever. So certainly am thankful for those moments, and that I can look back on and remember. You know?
Played more than golf though when you were young. Basketball, I know you were a stud.
No, I was not. I was on a really good team. That's what I always tell people.
You were a stud for Poen. What other sports did you play growing up?
I played baseball and basketball. We didn't have football. when I was growing up. Now we do, and have a really good program now. Our coaches, Vic Barrett's the head coach, and his brother Keith Barrett, associate head coach. They've done a really good job. I mean, it's painful to talk about, but we had McCrory beat, and they had a goal line stand against us, and then, of course, McCrory went on to win the state championship this year. But they've done a really good job with the football program. But we didn't have football when I was growing up, and so I played baseball and basketball, and Poen really has always kind of been a basketball school. Our girls have always been really good, have a really good, I guess what you'd call a small-town legendary coach, and Mickey Schaefer. Has won multiple state titles and gone to state, it seems like every year. And so, yeah, my senior year was the first year we actually made it to state. We were in a 5-2A South at the time. I don't know what it is now, but it was a really good region. You know, we had Arkansas Baptist in our region. They were always really, really good, loaded. Hector was always really good. Jessieville had some good teams. Just a lot of really good teams, and we never made it to state until our senior year, and went on to win state that year. We had to play Hector in the regional championship game, and it was, down to the wire. And then we had to play him again in the state championship. As you know, because you're a sports guy, obviously, it's really hard to beat a team twice. So, but we had a really, really good team, and I was a role player. You know, I would get somebody on defense and try to lock them up and try to make the right passes and that kind of stuff. I certainly wasn't gifted athletically, but I tried to prepare, better than anybody, and I was slow. I couldn't jump, but
you outsmarted them.
I tried to. I had the intangibles, I guess you'd say, anticipation and that kind of stuff. And then in baseball that year, we lost in the quarterfinals. We were up 6-1. I was a catcher for us, and baseball is my favorite sport. I love baseball still to this day. But we were up 6-1 with our ace on the mound in the bottom of the seventh, and we booted a couple of balls and ended up losing that game in the bottom half of the last inning, and so we would have probably made it to the state championship in baseball. Whether we had won, I don't know, but the winner that year we had split with. So, but they were a really good team. Parker's Chapel.
Oh yeah, they're known for baseball.
Yeah, they were really, really good. Had a lot of good players. So yeah, I was obsessed with baseball and basketball.
So, how did golf help you in your music career?
Well, it's funny. That's a really good point and good question. And I'm trying to teach my kids golf because it's a great tool for you to be able to get an audience with somebody for 4+ hours. And it's not a stuffy setting. You sit down at some stuffy business lunch or whatever, and you just kind of BS with each other. So I can't tell you how many positive things have come out of me playing golf. Plus, it's kind of, and you know this, it's kind of one of those deals where if you play golf, we kind of have our own language. You're like, oh, you're a golfer. You can say something and I overhear it, or vice versa, and you go, oh, he plays golf. So, what sticks you use, or different things like that. So it kind of it's kind of like you're in a your own little club or something when you play golf. But yeah, certainly I've taken advantage of the fact that I've played golf. And the other thing my career's allowed me to do, I don't play a lot of golf here at home because when I'm home, I try to, spend all the time I have with my kids and my wife. And, I'm going 2, 3, 4 days a week. And I have the opportunity to play a lot of really good golf courses on the road just out of luck, to be honest with you. And so now I play some cow pastures out there too. But yeah, played some really good courses out there.
You played some really good courses. Let's go through some of those good courses. What's some of the good courses Justin Moore's played?
Man, played Sawgrass, and I thought we were going there for a while, and I thought, man, we got to go play that again. And on 17,
Yep.
I hit the green.
Okay.
So I'm probably 20 feet behind the flag, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe I hit the green, first of all. So I'm like, man, don't leave this birdie putt short. Do not leave this. Of course, I 3-putt for bogey. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, but Oak Hill Country Club. I'm trying to think of a couple that come to mind.
You mentioned Torrey Pines earlier. Have you played
Haven't
Torrey?
played there. Haven't played there. I've played Pebble Beach, Firestone.
We need to get you in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
Absolutely. I just need to play. I need some lessons from you before I do that.
I tried to start giving Roger Scott some lessons earlier this summer, and I think he's getting better. Yeah. And now that it's wintertime, I'm afraid that they might start kind of not taking place. So maybe when we get to the spring, we'll do some dual lessons out there.
And I tell people all the time, you know how you're out playing and guys go, man, if you don't want me to say this, I'll shut up. Yeah. But I go, no, hey, I'm the most humble golfer on earth. If you see something, please tell me. But I'm all about some lessons because I don't play at your level or anywhere close. The best I was about a 10 handicap for about 2 years, but I was literally playing 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny about it? And now I'm probably a 20, and because I had another album or I had another kid or something, whatever.
Right.
And I
life happens.
I stopped, having the ability to play as much. And, you can go from a 10 to a 20 in a hurry, but it's hard to go from a 20 to a 10 in a hurry. And so, but what's funny about it is I really didn't have as much fun when I played better because, I'd hit a couple of shots around where I'm throwing my club, I'm cussing myself, now that I don't play as well, I enjoy the game more.
So the
I guess
expectations
that's the goal.
the expectations are a little lower, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
When you travel as much as you do, are the clubs always under the bus?
Oh yeah. No doubt about it. I have a set that I keep on my bus. Have a set at home, and then my wife and I have a place in Florida, in Destin, and I keep a set there and. So yeah, that's always a go-to, whether we're on vacation, whether I'm on the road. And prior to us playing shows on the road, I mean, it's just boring, man. You're just sitting on the bus all day. So golf is an awesome thing to be able to go do. You can get off the bus, get some sunshine. And the thing I love about golf is there's a golf course everywhere you go. The smallest podunk towns to the biggest cities, you can always find a track within a half hour.
Do you ever put that into your contract that I need a golf course to go play?
A lot of times we do trade out. We'll go, hey, we'll give you 4 tickets if he can come play or whatever. So yeah, we do some of that.
Who do you play with on the road?
I'll play with whoever's on tour with me. I used to have guys in my band. You may have friends like this, I don't know, that they're way into golf for a couple of years and then they don't play for a couple of years. And so I kind of had that with my band. I got them all into it. They all bought clubs and they were going to the range when we were at home. And right now they're off the wagon. So I'm like, So a lot of times I'd go and just get hooked up with people, But as well as I do, it's a lot more fun to play golf with people than by yourself.
Oh,
I mean, it's just it kind of is not the same if you're not playing with people. But a lot of times we'll be on tour with people who play a lot, and so whoever you're touring with, a lot of times you get to go play every day.
You ever throw some bills out, gamble a little bit?
I'm not good enough. Now, if they'll handicap it for me, because I usually play. I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate, but I tend to play with people a lot better than me. So I'm pretty particular about throwing money down.
Do you have a bucket list of courses you'd like to play?
I would love to play Augusta. I mean, who wouldn't?
Mm-hmm.
I've had maybe 2 opportunities that maybe tied into like charity events or something like that, and I couldn't go either time. And so that
wait a second. You couldn't go?
I couldn't, and I don't remember the circumstances, but there was 2 times.
Justin, you make time for Augusta.
I know, but there was 2 times I had an opportunity to go play there, and it would have taken me like getting a private jet and whatever.
You're Justin Moore.
I was across the country, I'm a tightwad though, man. But no, I don't. I forget again the circumstances surrounding it, but that's right up there. Obviously, my favorite courses are the link style.
Yeah. So like St. Andrews.
So I would love to go over there and play. Mm-hmm. That may even be higher on the bucket list to me than Augusta, to be honest with you.
Wow. Who would be in Justin Moore's fantasy foursome, living or deceased?
That's such a great question, and one I've really never thought about. Jack, Tiger, and then I was a huge Lee Trevino fan for some reason. I don't know why, but growing up, he was pretty hot, and so I don't know. I'd probably go with those 3.
You're a big Razorback fan. You ever play with John Daly?
We've played in events together, but never in a foursome.
How about him and LJ
this
weekend?
Man, how about that? That's awesome. And he and I have known each other for a number of years and have become friendly and have a lot of mutual friends. And he's been telling me for years, he's like, wait till you see my son play. And he's a great guy, man, great Arkansan, and like all of us has his demons, as we all know. But you want me to anybody with a bigger heart and somebody more proud to be representing our state, man. He's as good as gold.
No doubt. Justin, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you, brother.
Welcome to the Buzz.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
With all the decisions you need to make about what to do in El Dorado, finding a place to stay is an easy one. The Haywood is uniquely positioned to make your stay one to treasure. Located in the historic Union Square district of El Dorado, the Haywood offers luxurious accommodations that feature contemporary, colorful rooms with high-quality bedding, comfortable baths with walk-in showers, and a spacious workspace with stylish plantation shutters that are unique additions to the stunning decor in a non-smoking environment. Make the Haywood your home away from home the next time you visit El Dorado.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. Trey asked me to sponsor a show for another few months. Even though I don't like golf, I do like a show. I have no idea how he gets the awesome variety of guests on his show, but it is entertaining and informative even for a horrible golfer like myself. I'm learning a lot about the game and about the passion for playing. So much so, I've started using my country club for more than Sunday brunch. Trey makes golf interesting. I make auctions interesting. For auctions, listen to me. For golf, listen to Trey. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
Now on the tee with our weekly rules segment, here is PGA Master Professional Adam Carney.
Adam, this comes in from David in Orlando to fromtheshortgrass@gmail.com. What do the different weather horn sounds mean, and how do you proceed for each one?
Excellent question. So there is no prescribed universal weather horn system to say, hey, 1 blast means this, 2 means this, 3 means this. But it will be outlined or should be outlined in the notice to competitors. So we have, what we're talking about is a suspension of play or a resumption of play. We suspend play for multiple reasons. One of them is weather. And within weather, we have 2 different situations. We have a dangerous situation where the committee has said, hey, we need to suspend play immediately. Everybody stop. And then we have a weather situation where, hey, we're going to suspend, but we're going to allow you to finish the hole. We also have suspension of play for darkness. It's getting too dark. We've had a weather delay earlier in the day or whatever, some sort of delay, frost delay in the morning. So we're going to suspend play, which is not a dangerous situation. So typically what you're going to have is you're going to have a horn that is going to signify a dangerous situation where play needs to be suspended immediately. Now, when we're talking about competitive golf, whether it be a tour event, a large amateur event, something of that nature, where you have a large committee or group of volunteers, the players are going to know beforehand. They're going to be notified, hey, there's going to be a suspension here momentarily, and it's going to be immediate, or it's not going to be an immediate suspension due to weather, let's say. So if it's an immediate suspension, that's, hey, mark the position of your golf ball, stop. Everybody stops.
What if you don't know?
What if you don't know?
If it's a dangerous situation or a suspension for something that is coming and you're allowed to continue that hole.
Right. So typically what's going to happen is a dangerous situation. Let's say we're going to use one long blast on the horn. So you hear one long blast on the horn and you've not been notified by anyone on the committee. Their suspension is coming for immediate suspension for weather. Again, player responsibilities would say, hey, on my conditions of competition, it says right here, one long horn blast is an immediate suspension. So if you continue to play, you're playing after play has been suspended and you're going to be penalized. If it is a situation where it's either darkness or it's weather, but not severe weather, where they're going to suspend play, you have the opportunity to finish the hole, but you cannot begin play on the next hole. So it's really clear. I mean, if you and I and somebody else in our group is on the 6th tee and you've teed off on the par 5 and we get a suspension for darkness, and which, let's say on our conditions of competition, that's 2 horn blasts. We know, okay, we can play this hole. Trey's already put a ball into play. We haven't teed off yet. Because you've put a ball into play, we can go ahead and play that hole if we so choose to do so.
And sometimes you'll see, like in a tour event or even a big amateur event, where a group is playing a hole and they understand that they're about to blow the horn because it's getting dark. Right. And they walk up to the next tee and there's a group there that's waiting. Mm-hmm. And one of them has teed off and then next one's teed off and they say, hey guys, can I go ahead and hit my tee shot and y'all go ahead and play because I've completed this last hole, but my other 2 guys are still back there playing it and I tee off that next hole. And then 2 minutes later, here comes the horn. I've already teed off that next hole. That group is able to play that next hole if they would like, correct?
Yeah, under those circumstances, if any player in the group. Now, I've never seen it with another group waiting on the tee, but I'm sure that has happened. But I have seen situations where a player will finish a hole and he'll just take off while the other 2 players are putting on the last hole and put a ball into play on the next hole so they can finish the round if they want to.
Can a player say, I can't see anymore?
Yep, at any time. Yeah, he can. Yeah, hey, look, it's dark. I can't see. These guys want to finish the hole. I'm not playing this last hole. Maybe it's Friday and I need to birdie the last hole to make the cut, and these guys are not going to make the cut. I'd rather come back in the morning, play the last hole, and try and make birdie and make the cut. Then, yeah, he does have the right. Once the horn has been sounded for that, suspension. Even if he started the hole, he can suspend play. I mean, you can suspend immediately and still have your fellow competitors continue to play the hole if they so choose. And you say, nope, I'm not going to do it. And I've seen that. We've seen that multiple times. It usually happens on the putting green, right?
Right.
Like, hey, I'd rather come out here tomorrow morning and hit this 5-footer after the greens have been mowed and they're smooth and they're really good, especially if you're playing on something like POA greens or something like that.
Instead of where it's pretty dark, you can't really read the break good, and they've been walked on and trampled on all day.
Hey, I'll come out and start with this 5-footer tomorrow morning, and I got a better chance of making it. I'm going to go ahead and suspend. There's nothing wrong with that.
So basically just read the conditions of competition that you get on the first tee before you begin the tournament.
Which I'm sure everyone does.
Right. Always.
Then you have the resumption, right?
Sure.
And so your conditions of competition will also tell you what the horn sound is for a resumption of play as well.
It's usually 3 short blasts.
Could be, yeah. Everyone's a little bit different. I mean, you can go back to the 1 long blast if you wanted to, because it's obviously a different. You've already brought everybody back out of the clubhouse position, then back on the golf course, and say, hey, when you hear the horn, you can start playing again.
Right.
They know it's not a suspension.
Or when you get out to your ball and you're ready to go, you can start play again?
Well, not until play has been resumed officially.
Okay.
You can't.
So they could say a time, though, could they not?
Typically, no. Typically, what they're going to say is play will resume when we sound the air horn.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and play. If you play before that, you're going to have a problem. But, you need to wait for whatever the signal is to resume play.
David, thanks for the great question. He's Adam Carney. I'm Trey Schaap. If you have a question about the rules of golf, email us at fromtheshortgrass@gmail.com.
That will do it for this edition of From the Shortgrass. Before we get out of here, I want to thank one of our great sponsors, Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels. Find them on the web at bphotels.com and look at all of the properties that they manage. When you need a place to stay, go to bphotels.com. I leave you with this golf quote. Go play golf. Go to the golf course. Hit the ball, find the ball, repeat until the ball is in the hole. Have fun. The end. That from Chuck Hogan. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you have a great next round on the golf course, and when you find your ball mark on the green, repair it and a couple of more, and I'll see you from the short grass.
You've been listening to From the Short Grass, a weekly podcast dedicated to the game of golf. This has been a presentation of the Buzz Radio Network.